Icon finds two local soccer players think they're at the game to see their parents throw out the first pitch, but the spotlight quickly turns to them. I'll explain why.
Well, the Chicago Cubs surprised two young soccer stars at Sunday's game against the Pirates. Pitcher Luke Farrell handed out MVP belts to St. Edward Senior A.J. Farrell and Paige Miller of Wheaton, Warrenville South. The two athletes thought they'd see their parents throw out the first pitch. Instead, they got honored for being the standout players at this year's PepsiCo Showdown. Now, that's the largest high school soccer tournament in the U.S., so exciting for those two young students there.
Prize of a lifetime for two student athletes before today's Cubs game. The prize, two student athletes thinking they were going to see their parents throw out the first pitch at the Cubs game today instead received MVP belts from the Cubs pitcher Luke Farrell. The belts are for their outstanding play in the PepsiCo Soccer Showdown.
It's awesome. I'm so happy and I'm totally surprised and I'm really thankful that I was picked and thank you so much.
I'm just thankful for everyone that helped me along the way and so just super cool. I'm just shocked. So.
That guy, A.J. Franklin, graduated from St. Edward in Elgin and is going to play at Marquette University next fall. Paige Miller still has her senior year to go at Wheaton, Warrenville South, but is already committed to Northwestern.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience at Wrigley Field. Suburban high school soccer stars got a once-in-a-lifetime experience today thanks to the Chicago Cubs. A.J. Franklin, a senior from St. Edwards in Elgin, and Paige Miller, who's a junior from Wheaton, Warrenville South, went onto the field before today's game at Wrigley, and they got to meet Cubs pitcher Luke Farrell by the dugout. They were given MVP belts. Franklin and Miller were named the top high school soccer players in the annual PepsiCo Showdown, which is a national soccer contest.
This is a surprise to me. Like I had no idea about this. So I was just like, wow, it's just shocked.
I'm so happy and I'm totally surprised and I'm really thankful that I was picked.
So A.J. Franklin is going to Marquette, where he's going to be playing on the soccer team there, and Paige Miller has already committed to Northwestern up in Evanston. And
two high schoolers got a big surprise at Wrigley Field.
Soccer stars were honored before yesterday's Cubs game. This is senior A.J. Franklin from Elgin and junior Paige Miller from Wheaton. Yesterday, the two soccer players were awarded MVP belts for this year's PepsiCo Showdown. Franklin and Miller thought they were going to the game to watch a parent throw out the first pitch. Instead, Cubs pitcher Luke Farrell surprised the two.
We didn't win PepsiCo, but being able to get there and like our team played really well, I'm so proud of them. So just on and off the field, we were really pumped up and super excited. It's really awesome.
I'm just thankful for everyone that helped me along the way and so just super cool. I'm just shocked.
Franklin and Miller also received $100 checks to donate to a local charity.
They were already set up for a fun day, and then it got even better.
Exactly.
Chicago Cubs surprised two young soccer stars at Sunday's game against the Pirates. Pitcher Luke Farrell handed out MVP belts to St. Edward senior A.J. Farrell and Paige Miller of Wheaton, Warrenville South. The two athletes thought they'd see their parents throw out the first pitch. But instead, they got honored for being the standout players at this year's PepsiCo Showdown. That's the largest high school soccer tournament in the U.S.
Look at their faces.
And you're like, what?
Wow.
I mean,
well, the Chicago Cubs honored two local high school students with major awards before yesterday's game against the Pirates.
Cubs pitcher Luke Farrell surprised Elgin St. Edward Senior, A.J. Franklin, and Wheaton Warrensville South Junior, Paige Miller, with MVP belts. Franklin and Miller earned the belts for their play in the PepsiCo Showdown, the largest high school soccer tournament in the country.